Hi everyone, welcome back. It's good to see you, and of course equally yes, it's good to be seen. So today I'm out on a walk. I like coming where I am today. It's a bit of a nature reserve. You see all sorts of things here, lizards, dragonflies, and there's an abundance of interesting bushcraft resources that we could use, a bit like sphagnum moss and things like that. But today is quite a warm day, and I'm running out of water. And of course we are surrounded by water, but I wouldn't particularly want to drink it straight from the source, not without some filtration or a way of boiling it or whatever, just to make it safe to drink, obviously, you know. So the best way to get around that is obviously bring a filter with us, because that's the only way that we're going to make water safe to drink. And I've got the Katadyn today, so we're going to be looking at that and seeing how good it is for our purposes. And of course we must not drink contaminated water, because obviously that could implicate our health issues. There's nothing worse than getting diarrhea. There's nothing worse than being ill on a walk. I've heard stories where people say, oh, I'll drink it and worry about it later. But if your life depended on it, you might not reach later. So, okay, so this is the Katadyn Befree water filter, and it consists of two parts. One part being the bladder, and this is where your dirty water goes in, and the other part consists of the filter itself. Well, what we got here is a 0.1 micron hollow fibre filter, which obviously the water goes in there, filters it through and comes out there, stating the obvious. And it boasts that it can filter out 99.9999% of all harmful bacteria, and get a load of this, 99.99% of all protozoas, which includes Giardia and things like that, which is obviously the ones that we're worried about, Cryptosporidium. I mean, they're the ones that are probably going to make us ill. And in the day, one of them, which I think was Giardia, was called beaver fever. So in the day, so okay, what else have we got here? So this weighs in an incredible 2.3 ounces. Now that to me is light. So if you've got that in your sack, you're not really gonna, or your rucksack, you're not really gonna feel that as a big issue. Obviously when it's filled with water, different thing altogether. So, and then the flow rate is, they're saying, is about 1.5 to 2 litres a minute, and that is obviously dependent on how clean the water is. The cleaner the water, obviously the faster it's going to flow, which makes sense to me, which, yeah. So, and obviously because it's an all-in-one filter, it's easier to maintain too, and I'll show you how to do that in later on. But they're only saying though that this will only filter 1,000 litres of water, which is not a lot compared to some of the other brands that are out there that are boasting, you know, like 100,000 or 10,000 or whatever. So there's a lot less. But the thing that goes in the favour is that it's got a faster flow rate, which means you can drink it straight out the bottle. Again, I'll show you later. So to me that's a big bonus. So seeing that I'm getting low and I need to fill up with water, let's go and find some water. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, so time to fill up without falling in. I find it easier if you scoop it like that, because it's so flexible. When you just put it in the water, it just folds up. It's really difficult to get the water in there, but by just scooping it like that, you can soon fill it up. So sizes, you can get a 0.6 litre, the 1 litre, and you can also get a 3 litre if you want a big, obviously a bigger bag, family trip or whatever, big canoeing trip maybe. But the good thing about this on a canoe trip is that you can just dip it over the side of the canoe and then you get, and that's it. So what I normally do, 2 things: I drink as much as I can, got a good flow on it. Let's just see how clear it is. Okay, so you can tell by just looking at the water. I mean, the water here is pretty clear, as you can see, and I try and get my water from the cleanest source possible, but you can see that that is just crystal clear. Pretty good stuff. So, to clean the filter out, there's 2 ways to do it. You can either swish it around in the water, being careful not to contaminate the outlet nozzle or the drinking nozzle. So that's one way to filter it. Or you can just put it in there and just swish it around in the water, and this gets all the sediment out of the filter, obviously, so it keeps it running nice. Well, so it's got a nice flow on it. And then all you do is just tip the water out. So that's the Katadyn Befree water filter, and what do I think of it? I love it. I can't emphasise enough how important it is to drink safe water, and with one of these you certainly will be drinking safe water. I used it on holiday in the Lake District, and we used it all the time to make sure we had our bottles filled up, which gives you that freedom of not having to worry or carry access water. What I normally do is I keep a dirty water in there, fill my water bottle up, sorted. But it really is important to have some way to filter water, and this to me is the best one that I like. Its simplicity in itself just makes it a pleasure to use. So there's only one downside I probably don't like too much, is that it is a little bit wibbly wobbly, should we say. Okay, I mean, it's not too bad at the moment when it's full, but once you start emptying this out a bit, let me show you. It sort of wobbles, and then if you're trying to get that in your rucksack, it can be a little bit of a pain sometimes. and even if you do get it in there, it sort of sits over like that. Potentially I think that could be a weak spot for it, but I generally keep it filled up. When my water bottle is empty, I fill my water bottle up, try and fill this up again, and it's solid. That's just the way that I've learned to live with the floppiness of the bag itself. Also, the only other downside is that the thread will only work with this bottle. It will not work with any other bottle. A bit of a downer, but you know, again, I can live with that. You can buy the lid, filter part and the bottle separately, so if one goes you can always replace one or the other, which is good. But I would like to see that, or be able to screw that on to another bottle, just in case if this goes, then I've got a way, maybe an adapter for the water bottle that I can carry. That Nalgene's, for example, would be excellent. But small price to pay, I think, for having fresh water in the wilderness. I know a lot of people are using this. I know I'm probably a bit late to the table bringing it to you, but I have had it quite a while. I really wanted to test it out. I really wanted to be sure that I was giving my true opinion, as opposed to just taking it out of the box and say, yeah, this is wonderful because everybody else says it is. It really is a really good filter. Like I said, I've been using it for quite a while now, and yeah, definitely get the thumbs up. So if you like what you saw, like, subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one. So get out there, do some bushcraft, and if you're walking on a hot day like it is today, make sure you're hydrated. It's nothing worse than getting a bit hydrated, dehydrated, and getting a headache. Kills your walk, and also you don't want to be drinking contaminated water. Okay, so with that said, I'm going to go and enjoy the rest of my walk. Adios amigos.